Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf here, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over my Game Week 34 free hit draft. I'm not going to be doing a transfer target video this week. We're going to be talking solely around free hit, as I know a lot of people are in the same position as I am, where we're going to be activating our chip this week. So in this video, we're going to cover a whole host of different things. We'll talk about all different players in all different types of positions, the ones that are probably more a little bit template, but also the ones that are sort of differentials and, offer high upside, but obviously a risk that comes with that as well. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into this. Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. So like I said in my intro, this week I will not have a transfer target video. This one is going to be what replaces it, and we're just going to be discussing everything free hit related for this week. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be in the same position as I am, where you're going to have a lot of players out. Obviously, we're all trying to stack our teams in game week 33 with doublers. So naturally, those people who doubled in 33, a lot of them are blanking this game week. So we're all kind of be in the same sort of boat where we're looking at, differential picks. I know a lot of players are going to end up being template picked. We're going to go through each position by position, just discuss the players who are probably going to be most highly sought after, but also some that maybe you could look at if you're chasing rank or you're just trying to catch your mini leagues. Other players that, could still have a big effect. And if they do go off, it could result in a massive rank gain. So yeah, we're going to cover a lot today. So we'll start off with the goalkeepers first. Now in goal, I've gone for Alisson. I think the reason why I've chosen him is because obviously Liverpool know they're one game away from winning the league. If they win it this weekend at Anfield, it's in front of their home fans. They know what they need to do. It's Tottenham Hotspur, who I think have lost 18 league games this season. So I'm not really holding out much hope for Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham are going to be worried about, trying to get that Europa League sort of trophy as well. So they've got their mind on other things. Liverpool, only competition left that they've got to fight for is the Premier League. They're one win away. They're going to do it. But obviously, you'd rather do it in front of your home fans. So I can see Liverpool going big in this game, and we're going to talk about other Liverpool players in this team. But for me, I just think clean sheet wise, I think Alisson's probably got the best chance. I don't actually think there's a lot of goalkeepers this week that are that good. Obviously, you have Matt Sells, who takes on Brentford, but again, Forest's defensive numbers haven't been that great. They're 15th in the league for expected goals conceded over the last few weeks, which is not good at all. Obviously, the upside with Sells is that if he does keep a clean sheet, usually he does end up making saves. I've had him early on in the season where he has done that and he has got double-digit hauls. I just don't think that this is probably the week to do it. I think Brentford are they're just too tricky of a team to play against, and they can score against anyone. Whereas Tottenham, like I said, they've got their mind on other things. Liverpool are going to solely go out there to try and give, their fans the biggest send-off to win the title at their home ground. It just makes sense for me to see Liverpool go big. So Alisson for me was kind of the only real option in goal. Moving on to the defence now, I think there's a few different avenues you can go down. First up, we'll start with Cucurella. So I've got him starting. I just don't think Everton make enough chances to really worry Chelsea in this. And plus, Chelsea's defensive data at home, they're the 4th best in the league, versus when they're away from home, they're 12th best in the league. So there's a big disparity between their home form and their away form, which is why I like Cucurella even more. But he also has attacking threat as well. We've seen this season that he pops up with goals, assists here and there. So I think he offers, prospects of getting high double-digit returns going forward, but also keep that in line with the clean sheet. Like I said, Everton don't really create a lot anyway, so I don't really expect Chelsea to be inundated with like Everton chance after chance. So yeah, I think for me, Cucurella, obviously money's not really an issue this week, but I think I like him as an option. I like the fact that he's at home. Obviously got a high chance for a clean sheet, does chip in with attacking returns as well, so I could definitely see a big double-digit haul from him. Rayan Ait-Nouri, now he is on my starting 11, but to be honest with you, as each day goes past and we get closer to the weekend, I'm really considering going without him. He's going to be, his EO is going to be massive this week. Everyone who's free hitting is going to have him in there because obviously they're playing Leicester. I could actually see Leicester scoring in this game. Obviously at home, Leicester aren't, prolific in front of goal, but away they do pick up goals here and there. And sometimes things, especially with Ait-Nouri in particular, because I've had this before where it seems almost too good to be true. A lot of us bought him in, before Christmas, where Wolves had their nice run and he did absolutely nothing. I think he got 1 clean sheet in about 8 games. So, I owned him a couple of weeks ago when he got a haul. He got a goal and an assist, and he does have that potential, most definitely. But I just think, for me, as you guys can see on screen, I would be tripled up on Wolves, which doesn't really excite me that much considering where they are in the league. But I just think, like I said, I think part of a free hit has to be attacking upside and going for players who, are really low owned to try and boost your rank, which is exactly what I want to do this week. So I know Ait-Nouri's going to be high owned. He's there on the screen now, but I don't know, and I don't think he will be there come the deadline. I think the guy that I'm looking at replacing him with is currently sitting on my bench, and that is Sessegnon. Now, My only concern with Sessegnon is Harry Wilson's back. So he's a 4.1 million defender who's been playing right wing. Now, Fulham obviously will keep clean sheets over the course of the season, but with him at right wing, and he has been returning over the last few weeks, but like I said, the only concern is that Harry Wilson is back now. So is he going to keep his place in that team? I'm not sure. I'm going to try and make that decision closer to the deadline, see what we hear, hopefully from Marco Silva about Harry Wilson's injury and whether or not he's going to be fit to play. But if Sessegnon is starting against Southampton, who are currently last place, a 4.1 million defender who has got a very good chance of a clean sheet. If he's playing right wing, that's a very good chance of getting an attacking return against Southampton. He will definitely be starting for me over Aït-Nouri, and I'll probably end up changing Aït-Nouri to someone else. Just on off the other defenders, I've got Kirkes in there, Man United at home, which I actually don't think on paper is that good of a fixture. Bournemouth haven't actually been that great over the last 8-9 weeks, and I could definitely see Man United scoring. I could see both teams scoring this game, so he's kind of only in there just as a stopgap. But to be honest with you, I think I'm probably going to end up moving him to Fabian Schär, which means there's going to be a restructure in my midfield, which I'll get onto. Like I said, this is a very early draft for me. Like I'll confirm it obviously closer to the deadline when we do a final team selection video. You guys will see on Friday the exact team I've gone with. But yeah, that's the defense. Like I said towards the end there, Fabian Schär is probably the guy I'll bring in. Trent's also another sort of player that I'm looking at bringing in. Same reasons as Alisson, Liverpool at home, especially if he's leaving. If Trent's leaving for Real Madrid, which is looking more and more increasingly like that's going to happen, I just think he will want to go out on a big high as well. When Trent starts bombing forward, there's always a chance he's going to get attacking return, as we saw from last game week. So Trent is most definitely, he's seeing it on screen, he's starting, but he's definitely in my consideration for a pick this week. Right, so moving on to the midfield, Mo Salah is probably going to be my captain this week. I was sort of thinking about, could you go somewhere else? Could you look at Acuna and Isak? But to be honest with you, for the same reasons I've given as the other Liverpool players, it's their final send-off. They've got a chance to win the Premier League at their home ground. I just think Salah's going to be a part of that. And I could see this one being a big score. Like I said, Tottenham haven't been great this year. They've lost 18 games. They're just not looking in great form. I just think Mo Salah, for me, even if he's on a free hit, I know he's going to be highly over, but I just don't think you'd want to go without him, and which is why he is going to be my captain. I do have Brian Mbeumo in here. Now, Mbeumo is somebody that I'm open to change him, but at the time of recording, I don't really see who I would change him for. He obviously got a massive haul last week, and I had him in my team for 18 points against Brighton. 2 goals, got the bonus points. He just had a fantastic game all around, and I think this is what he can do. He can obviously he's not going to return 18 points every game, but he does pop up with goals here and there. Usually when he does, it leads to pushing towards bonus as well. So I'm open to get rid of him, but right now I think we're going to just keep him as he is. Somebody else's name crops up. And then we obviously have a double up on Newcastle. But like I said in that previous section, Fabian Schär is somebody that I might bring in. So then the question remains, who do we get rid of? I think the big thing is now that Anthony Gordon's back, there are 2 winger spots and 3 of them. There's Gordon, there's Barnes, and there's Murphy. So you've got 3 players for 2 spots. Now, I think personally over the course of this game, one will play through the whole way. He'll play probably near enough 90 minutes. One will play probably to the hour mark just after, and the other one will be on the bench and comes on for that guy. The key is trying to pick the 2 who are going to start. Obviously, they've got a great fixture at home to Ipswich. I can see a lot of goals going in this game for them. The tricky one is who do we pick to start? Now, Harvey Barnes has been in fantastic form for Newcastle as of recent. I don't really see him coming out. We have seen when Jacob Murphy comes off as the early one, Gordon moves to the left, Harvey Barnes goes out to the right. I do prefer Barnes on the left. Obviously, he's cut inside on his right foot. So we'll have to wait and see. But at the time of me recording this, I did have 2 Newcastle midfielders, but like I said, I am looking at a Newcastle defender as well, which means that a spot in midfield will free up, and that's just the hard part, is to try to figure out who the next player in there is. A lot of people have been talking about Cole Palmer. For me, I'm not really interested. I just don't think he's playing well, and I don't, as much as I trust Chelsea defensively at home, going forward is a different matter, and I just don't know whether or not Cole Palmer's got that sort of X factor at the moment this season. He's looked, a little bit leggy, a little bit not like himself this year. So I think I'll probably just end up staying away. Bruno Fernandes is another shout potentially, but I think right now I've got 2 Newcastle midfielders in there, but I'm pretty sure by the deadline it will only be down to 1. I'm moving on to the forward line. I've got the 2 to 3 kind of expecting. I think a lot of people will have, and that's Alexander Isak and Matthias Cunha. Now, I have tripled up on Wolves on the screen and doubled up in the attack with Strand Larsen. Now, I expect both of them to start, and I do expect goals in this game. How many goals? I won't be surprised if Wolves got 2 or 3, and usually if they're scoring, one of Cunha or Strand Larsen is getting the goal, usually the other one's getting the assist. So I like having both of them there. It is a differential. It's something different to sort of try and go against, what most people's template teams are going to be. Like I said, as I get to the deadline, I will include more differentials, because I personally like attacking a free hit. I like to go for the upside. go for the highest points possible. If that means tripling up on a team, then so be it. You see me on here with Wolves, with Newcastle, just trying something different. There are obviously other strikers which we could definitely look at. But I just think for me personally, I do like the fixture they've got. I like the fact that when Wolves score, usually it's going to be one of them two. Chris Wood's another shout. Obviously got his goal on the weekend, coming up against the Brentford side, who I think could, give them chances. So that is also a thing in my mind, is do I drop one of Cunha or Strand Larson for him? But at the time of this video being made, I'm going to keep both of them, and we'll obviously keep Alexander Isak up front as well. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow with an FPL challenge video and a final team section on Friday. Like I said, no transfer plans this week because we're going to do this free hit draft instead. If you guys got any questions about free hit drafts or any differentials, you guys want to sort of, just interact with me on that, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. Like I said, this team probably won't be my final team section. We'll see that on Friday when I upload it, but I'm going to have a few more days just to sort of tinker around with, see what happens in the Arsenal game tonight, and then, we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, like I said, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.